How to build an easy and simple bonemeal farm in Minecraft. These are the resources you will need for this bonemeal farm. Now when it comes to the rates of this farm will produce roughly 27 stacks of bonemeal every hour. Okay, so the first step to this farm is of course to find yourself somewhere to build. Now I'm going to build it right here, but you can build this pretty much anywhere. So then the first step to building this farm is to place yourself out the double chest. Then head behind the double chest and place yourself out 2 hoppers going into that chest. Then you will have to go to the left side of these hoppers and place 3 hoppers going into those hoppers. So 1, 2, 3. Do the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3. Then after you've done that, you will need to place yourself out a composter on top of each of these hoppers, and then place yourself out another hopper going into each of those composters from the top. Then after you've done that, head behind what we have built so far. Then you will have to place yourself out a long block line right behind these hoppers. And then you will also have to expand this block line by 1 block extra to the left and to the right. Then from this block line go 2 blocks back, 1, 2, build yourself out another block line, like this. Then place yourself out 3 blocks right here and 3 blocks right here. Then once you've done that, place yourself out sticky pistons inside each of these blocks. Then place yourself out sands right behind the composters, like this. So after you've done that, we're now going to be building the way of turning this farm on and off. So to do that, you can choose whatever side you want. I'm going to be building it on the left side simply because why not, but if you want to, you can build it on the right side too. However, just make sure you follow my steps closely. So anyways, then place yourself out 2 blocks right here, another block right here. Then inside this little room looking towards the block that's in the back, place yourself out a repeater. Then place a redstone torch right here, a lever right here. Then temporarily turn that going downwards. This is pretty much how the farm will be turned off. Then after you've done that, place yourself out 2 redstone dusts going back, 1 to the left, and then place blocks right behind here, so pretty much right under every block that has a piston on it. Then place more redstone dust on top of all of these blocks, and now all these pistons should be activated and pretty much pushed towards the sand. Then after you've done that, place yourself out more sand on top of the part of the extended piston, if that makes sense. So pretty much like this. And then pretty much the next step after you've done that is to cover in the sand we just placed with the blocks. So pretty much just place blocks going all around that sand, like this. And then you can also place a block to the left of all the hoppers and to the right. And of course, if you want to make this look a bit nicer, you can also place blocks down there, but that's of course fully up to you. Then after you've done that, you will need to build yourself up 3 blocks high wall on the left side right there and to the right side. So pretty much to the left of the sand and to the right of course of the sand and the hoppers, place yourself out a 3 block high wall. So 1, 2 and 3. Do the same on the other side. 1, 2 and 3. Then after you've done that, place yourself out a 1 block high wall in the back right here. Then place yourself out pistons on top of those walls. Make sure these are normal pistons, and then you can place yourself out more blocks on top of those pistons, like this. Then after you've done that, you can place yourself out a row of blocks right here. So you should now pretty much have a 2 block gap between the pistons and the blocks on top of here, and you can cover that in with glass pretty much just like this. But then before we continue inside there, we're gonna head back here and continue a little bit on the redstone because we still have more stuff to do back here. So the next step here is then to place yourself out a block right here. Then at the tip of this block, place yourself out a redstone torch. So right here, because the redstone right here, this redstone torch should be turned off. Then place yourself out a block on top of the redstone torch. Then place yourself a redstone torch on top of the block, and then place yourself out a block on top of the redstone torch, with then another redstone torch on top of that block, like this. Then after you've done that, build yourself out a block line going behind all the pistons we have right here, and then place redstone dust on top of all of those blocks. You can also expand the redstone dust up right here, like this. And now we're almost done with the redstone behind here, but we have a few more steps inside here firstly. So next step is then to place yourself out trap doors right here, because we're going to waterlock these trap doors. So then simply waterlock all of these slabs right here, like that. Then you can head into these rooms and place yourself out kelp on top of each of the sand blocks, like this. Then you will have to place yourself out trap doors right here, pretty much like that. Oh, make sure they're locked or closed, like that. And then you can head back up here and then place yourself out 8 more redstone dusts, pretty much right behind where the trapdoors are. And now the farm is pretty much done. As you can see, it's pretty small, pretty compact, pretty cheap. So now what we can do is turn this on, and now the farm will start producing or start pretty much growing kelp, as you can see. And because of the water, the kelp is pushed towards these hoppers, which then sends the kelp into the composters, which then of course turn the kelp into bone meal, and then the bone meal is picked up by the hoppers under and sent into the chest, as you can see. So yeah, like I mentioned in the beginning, this farm produces roughly 27 stacks of bonemeal every hour, which is pretty much 1 full shulker box, so I would highly recommend that you have more chests than just these 2. Yeah, that is the farm. As you can see, it's pretty simple, pretty easy. However, before we end off, this farm can break, and it's very important that you listen carefully now. Because as you can see, this farm is functioning pretty well, but as you might know, it is a 0-tick farm. And this pretty much means that if I fly away right now or get out of render distance, this farm might break, and some people don't know how to fix them. So let me show that quickly. So let's say the farm is on right now and I leave the area to, let's say, go pick up something. thing or do something else somewhere else. I believe I'm out of render distance now for the farm to function, so if I then start flying back again, the farm will have stopped working most likely. Okay, so I'm pretty much back at the farm, and as you can see, it has stopped growing and the sand has disappeared. We can turn this off temporarily to fix this, but if I then dig into these blocks, you can see that the sand has been destroyed, and if the sand hasn't been destroyed, most likely the sand will be down here instead, and sometimes the sand that is on top of the pistons will have broken. So the way you can fix this is simply by digging yourself in here, but pick up the sand. If you want to pick it up, you don't really need that, but you can do that, and then simply make sure you replace all the sand that are inside these rooms right here, like this. Replace the blocks to make sure there is sand in front of each of the sticky pistons, like that. We can cover this in again, head to the top of the farm, enter in the trapdoors, or where the trapdoors are, then replace the sand on top of the pistons right here, and then of course replace the kelp, like this. Let's turn it on again, and as you can see, the farm is working again. However, if I fly away again, the farm might break again. So anyways, that is pretty much it for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions about how this works or anything like that, feel free to leave a comment down below. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.